One day, as you contemplated the idea of going for a run, you found yourself unmotivated to get started, and you debated to yourself whether or not you wouldn't be more motivated if you had a Peloton Tread. And after giving it some more thought, you realized, of course you would be more motivated. So you placed your order, and before you know it, your Tread arrived. But now you have to figure it all out. Where should you start? What classes are best for your goals? Should you opt to pay for the extended warranty? And how do you navigate the dozens of features and settings available? Stop. Let's go back all the way to when you first made your order, and let's cover everything that you need to know in our complete beginner's guide to the Peloton Tread, brought to you by the sponsor of this video, Upsy. As you prepare where to place the Peloton Tread, you'll need to know the space requirements. Now, the Peloton Tread itself is 68 inches long and 33 inches wide. Additionally, you will want to make sure that you have enough clearance behind you and to the side. Personally, I feel safe and comfortable with 4 feet of clearance behind me, and I typically have my tread placed about 6 to 8 inches from the wall. But if you want the safest space, Peloton suggests that you have at least 78 inches of clearance behind the tread and 24 inches of clearance on either side. Also, as you prepare for delivery, there are 2 other items you may want to consider. First, if you have young kids and plan on running on the tread in the same room as them, I strongly suggest purchasing a kid fence to keep a boundary between your kid and the tread. Secondly, I would make sure to buy a surge protector if you don't have one already, as the last thing you want is to have some freak accident of an electric surge permanently destroying all the inner workings of your tread. When you first turn on your tread, one of the first things you'll have to do is set a tread lock passcode. This is a 4-digit code to help ensure that anybody using the tread should be using the tread and help prevent accidents from young kids or animals accidentally turning the tread on. You'll have to input the tread lock passcode every time you want to use the tread, and it will ask you to re-input the code if you stop using the tread for more than 30 seconds. Now, to control the Peloton Tread, there are 3 ways to increase and decrease the speed and incline. The first way, which you will likely use the most, is to rotate the knobs on either side of you. The left knob controls the incline and the right knob controls the speed. It does take a bit of practice to get used to how much you'll need to rotate the knob to get to the speed or incline that you would like, but it will improve with practice. Additionally, there is a button on the center of each knob that you can press to be able to more quickly increase your speed or incline. A single press on the left knob will increase your incline to the next percentage, meaning whether you are at 1% or 1.5%, a single click will take you to 2%. Similarly, a single press on the right knob will increase your speed to the next mile per hour, meaning whether you are running at 5 miles per hour or 5.2 miles per hour, a single click will take you to exactly 6 miles per hour. Now, if you ever find yourself in a situation where you need to stop the treadmill immediately, there is a large red stop button directly in front of you. Directly below the stop button is a safety clip, which is suggested that you unravel and clip onto yourself during every run, just in case you have an accident or you fall off the tread. That way, the treadmill will immediately stop, which will help prevent any sorts of injuries or additional burns. An additional way to control your speed or incline is through custom shortcuts. For both incline and speed, you can set 3 custom shortcuts so you can quickly jump up to numbers that you frequently use. And you can do this by simply pressing on the incline or speed numbers, and your 3 custom shortcuts will appear immediately above it. To customize these numbers, simply press Customize Shortcuts and then tap on whichever number that you would like to change. Personally, I suggest you set the bottom number to whatever your walking speed is, the middle number to your jogging speed, and the highest number to a speed or incline that you find yourself frequently using during your runs. Now, once you have the Peloton Tread screen on, there are a lot of options and settings to check out. So first, let's check out your profile. From here, if you want to find other members or friends, simply press Find Members on the upper left corner of the screen and enter the username of the friend that you are looking for. Also on this profile screen, you can edit your hashtags. Now, hashtags are essentially groups that you can be a part of, and when you take a class, you can filter the leaderboard by hashtag to see other riders in that group. You can have up to 10 hashtags at any one time, but you will need to choose a leaderboard tag, which is the tag that everybody else will see when you are taking a class. From here, you can select calendar, which allows you to sort through each month to see how many classes you took, what were your best outputs, and even who was your top instructor for that month. And if you want to look at the specifics of each of your workouts, you can check out your workout history. These workouts are sorted by date and tell you all sorts of useful information, including your leaderboard rank, the achievements you've earned, your total output, your average output, as well as all of your heart rate metrics, including your Strive score and how long you spent in each of the 5 zones. Now, an important tip here is that you can quickly adjust your maximum heart rate by pressing the Customize button on this graph, which if you want more accurate data, you should definitely do, because the old formula of 220 minus your age is significantly off for most people. Previously, I made a video on how to find a more accurate max heart rate, which I will link to in the description below. Now, speaking of adjusting settings, you can adjust more settings by pressing the red gear here. And besides changing your picture and information, you can also change some of your content preferences, like hiding classes that contain explicit language or pre and postnatal classes if you have no interest in those. Here, you can also choose to disable the display of your Strive score to both you and from others who may see you in the class. Here, you can also view and manage your personal records, which you may want to adjust every so often. For example, if you get injured or take a bunch of time off, you may not want to have to compare yourself right away to your all-time best records. So in that case, you can click Manage and then click Calculate based on workouts, cents, and edit whatever date that makes sense for you. Also on settings here, you can enable or disable video chat, enable or disable your age, group, and gender on the leaderboard, make your profile private if you want only members that you approve to see your profile and workout history, and be able to connect your Peloton to Facebook, Strava, or Fitbit. Going back to your profile, if you click on achievements, you can see all of the badges and challenges you've completed with Peloton. Now, to take part in these challenges, you simply press on the challenge tab at the bottom and click join on any challenge that you want to be a part of. Typically, most challenges have 3 tiers of bronze, silver, and gold that you can shoot for. Now, something that I think is important to know about these challenges is that there are different challenges available on the tread, the bike, and the app. So I suggest checking them all if you don't want to miss out on any challenges. Now, when you are finished with your tread, after a few minutes, it'll automatically go into sleep mode, but to be safe, you may want to turn it off by holding the power button on the back of the screen. Additionally, if you have young kids, Peloton also suggests that you remove and place the safety key somewhere where they can't get it. Now, when you are selecting a class for your Peloton Tread, there are a ton of different options to choose from. To take on-demand classes, simply press Classes. From here, if you want to sort through various collections of Peloton classes, press Collections on the upper left corner. If you want to check out live or encore classes, click the Schedule tab. Now, the difference between a live and an encore class is that in a live class, the instructor is there live with you, whereas on an encore class, even though all the other participants in the class are there live with you, the class itself was pre-recorded. If there is a class that you would like to add to your schedule, simply press Add to Schedule, and you can view your schedule in the upper left corner of the screen here. Now, instead of taking individual classes, if you would like to join a whole program, simply press on the Program tab and select the program that you would like to join. These programs have a set number of classes each week, and you do have to take them in order, as future classes are locked off until you complete the previous one. Although if you do not finish every class for that week, it will move on to the first class of the next week. You can also earn badges through these programs by completing a certain number of classes, and you can check out your progress in the upper left-hand corner here. Finally, if you click the More tab, you can select between Just Run and Scenic Run. Just Run, which by the way, if you ever cancel your Peloton membership, this is the only thing you will have access to, is simply a screen that displays your metrics. If you go to Scenic Run, you will have an option between guided, distance, and time-based classes. Guided classes are coach classes with an instructor leading you through a scenic run. Distance classes are set at a certain distance, and how fast you run increases the speed at which the video plays. And I actually think this is pretty cool because this is the only place where you can give yourself a time trial if you want to try to set a record for a 1 mile, 5K, or 10K run. And finally, there are time-based scenic routes that you can take, and these videos just go at a set speed for the duration that is presented. Now, going back to the on-demand classes, you can filter through all of these by length, instructor, the type of music, or classes that currently have sessions that you've bookmarked, or even filter out classes that you have or have not taken. And you can choose multiple categories on this filtering system to try and help find the perfect workout for you. You can also search for specific classes or types of classes or even music by pressing on the magnifying glass to the left of filtering and typing specifically whatever you are looking for. Now, classes that have sessions, which you can tell by this little logo on the right bottom hand corner here, sessions are similar to the Encore classes in that there is a new live group that starts at the exact same time for a pre-recorded class, but sessions are much smaller and happen much more frequently, usually starting every 5 minutes. So if you want to jump into a class with everybody else starting at the same time, sessions are a great way to do that. Now, one of the unique features to Peloton is stacking. What stacking is that it allows you to combine various workouts that you put together into one workout session. So for example, if you would like to do a warm-up followed by a run, followed by a strength workout, followed by a stretching workout, you could put all of those together into one session that'll play each class back to back to back. Now, to add a class to your stack, when you press on the class, there should be a stacking icon in the center here. Another way you can add a class to your stack is simply pressing and holding on the thumbnail. After you've added your first class to your stack, the stacking icon will now be visible on the right bottom corner of your screen. Here is where you can start or modify your stack. Now, to modify your stack, simply press modify, and from here you can rearrange the order of the classes, remove a class individually, or choose on the bottom left corner to remove them all. Now, in terms of the Peloton Tread, there are a ton of different types of workouts that you can choose from. If you are just getting started with running, some of the most important categories to know about are hiking, which is focused less on speed and more about incline to help you build strength in your legs. There's speed walking, which is the opposite with very little incline, but with the goal to increase your walking speed. Then there are walk plus runs, which is great if you're just beginning to run, as it mixes intervals of running with walking as you just start to build up your endurance. Then there are endurance runs, which are runs at a lower intensity held for a long period of time. There are interval runs, which consist of a lot of higher speed intervals. And finally, there are boot camps, which are some of the best classes that Peloton offers for the Tread, which are classes that mix up running with strength training. Now, when you select a class to start, you'll also have the option to pair a set of headphones, a heart rate monitor if you have one, and also change the hashtag that you want to display. When you start the workout, there will usually be a 1-minute intro, which you can skip if you would like to, typically followed by an instructor-led warm-up for that run. On the screen here are a lot of metrics for you to check out. On the left is your current incline percentage, with a number above that being the suggested incline number from the instructor. Similarly, on the right side is your current speed by miles per hour, with the current speed range suggestion. You can hide these suggestions, by the way, if you want to, by pressing the arrow next to them. Here you can also see your current mile pace, as well as your total wattage output, which is the number that will be used to rank you on the leaderboard. Now, on the leaderboard, you can choose to see everybody who has ever taken the class, or you can select here now to only view people who are currently taking the class. And unless you are taking a class live, this is what I prefer, so you can also interact with others on the leaderboard. And to high five somebody is simple. All you have to do is tap on their profile picture. Now, you can also filter the leaderboard to display just yourself, or a certain gender, a certain age group, or even certain hashtags if you would like. If you have a heart rate monitor attached, on the left side of the screen, you will see your heart rate as well as your current Strive score. The Strive score with Peloton is sort of interesting to sort of gauge how hard you worked on any given session, although I wouldn't put too much thought looking at it. Also, here you can see which song is playing by pressing on the music icon, and if you really like a song, you can press on the heart to favorite it, which you can find all of your favorite music under your profile, and also connect those to Spotify or Apple Music if you would like to listen to some of these songs later. Now, if you want to turn up or down the sound during the class, the easiest way is to tap the buttons on the right side of the screen. This will allow you to both adjust the volume as well as choose what sort of mix you would like between how loud the music is relative to the instructor. Now, most people may not realize this, but almost all classes have captions. And to turn these on, tap on the upper portion of the screen, tap settings on the upper right hand corner, tap subtitles, and click on the language that you would like to see. Now, if you are looking for a way to pause the class, unfortunately at this point, there is no way to pause a class on the Peloton Tread. Peloton recently updated the bike to allow you to pause classes, but this has not been made possible on the Tread. But if it is implemented, all you will have to do is tap the center of the screen and the pause button should show up there. Now, if you want to cast your workout to another screen, what you can do is tap the top of the screen, click on settings and click cast screen. From here, it should show you all of the available devices that you can cast to. And while I don't use this feature too often, I do find it really useful when taking bootcamp classes, because following along to the screen on the treadmill on the portions of the bootcamp classes which are off of the treadmill isn't always the most ideal experience. I find it much better in those situations to also have the workout cast to another screen in the room. Now, if all these metrics and leaderboards are just too much for you and you want to have a completely clear screen, all you have to do is simply double tap the screen to make it all go away and double tap it again to bring them all back. The very first accessory I suggest that you get right away isn't quite an accessory, but an extended warranty, as the warranty that comes with this tread only lasts 1 year. And even though you may have a year to get an extended warranty, I suggest getting it taken care of right away so you don't forget, as most people do. And an extended warranty is important, as treadmills are definitely known to have issues over time, and the average cost of even fixing one problem is well over the cost of having an extended warranty. I also suggest not buying your extended warranty through Peloton themselves, but instead through the sponsor of this video, Upsy. There are many reasons why I find Upsy to be the best option for your extended warranty. The biggest of which is that Upsy is significantly cheaper. For example, if you want your warranty to be extended to 3 years, Peloton will charge you $230, where on Upsy, it only costs $141. And if you'd like to protect your tread for longer than 3 years, well, Peloton doesn't have a longer plan, whereas you can get a 5-year plan for Upsy for the same price that you can get Peloton's 3-year plan. And finally, another reason I think everybody should get their warranty through Upsy is that unlike Peloton's, their extended warranties are transferable, meaning if you ever need to get rid of your tread or you want to upgrade to a Tread Plus in the future, you'll be able to sell your tread for a significant amount more, because you'll be one of the only people being able to sell it with an extended warranty still intact, which is a really big deal. And for a limited time, if you click on the link in our video description and use the code 9to5, Upsy will take an additional 10% off your extended warranty, making a great deal even better. Now, once you have your extended warranty taken care of, there are several other accessories that I suggest for the Peloton Tread. First, I suggest that you have some sort of face towel to wipe off your sweat while you run. Personally, I use the Drip Towel by Drip accessory because it velcros right onto the Peloton treadmill, it's retractable, it's easy to grab and use, and is easy to throw into the laundry to get it clean. Next, I suggest you get some sort of clip-on fan, as getting some extra airflow can really improve your experience on the tread. And I made a video testing out 8 different fans for the Peloton bike, and used those same fans to test out on the Peloton Tread, and found personally that the Sky Genius fan was the overall best fit and provided the most power on the Peloton Tread. Next, you'll probably want a heart rate monitor. Now, Peloton has a new heart rate monitor that they sell, which from early reports seems to be a pretty good one. But if you want to go a step further, I suggest looking into Whoop, as not only will it send your heart rate data to your Peloton, but it also tracks your strain and sleep to give you suggestions on which days you should be pushing yourself harder and which days you may want to take it a bit more easy. And if you use an Apple Watch, then I would suggest looking into the Watch Link, which will connect your Apple Watch to the Peloton Tread. WatchLink just came out with a brand new version which can plug into and remain charged by any USB port, which I really like because with an adapter you can plug it right into the back of the Peloton Tread. Finally, you might find it useful to have a removable desk that you can put right onto your Peloton Tread so that you can take a break from sitting in your chair and go for a walk while you work. I have found this table from Topform to be really nice to help transform my tread into a really nice work area during the day. I not only use their desk, but also their iPad holder, as it really helps me multitask and get more done throughout the day. finally, here are some additional tips that I think are important to know if you have a Peloton Tread. First is how to align and tighten the belt. Now, the way to tell if your belt is aligned is by checking out the red line that runs through the center and seeing if it is in line with these two dots here. If it's off, you'll need to adjust it by taking one of the Allen keys that come with the Peloton to tighten the bolts on the left and right side of it to move the belt accordingly. This is also how you can tighten your belt. So if you notice there is too much give or slack in your belt, you can simply tighten both of these bolts to tighten everything up. And I suggest you at least assess this every so often, as the belt can become a bit more loose over time. The next thing to know is that there is a power source in the back of the Peloton monitor, which you can use if you have a USB-C cord to charge your phone or any other accessory that you would like. Next, if you're having streaming issues with any of the classes, go to Settings, then Device Settings, and then click on Speed Test. This will test your network connection speed and let you know whether or not it is your network connection speed that is the issue. The next tip I want to share is how you can browse the internet and even watch YouTube videos like this one on your Peloton. To do this, simply press the three dots on the bottom right hand corner of the screen, tap on About, and then tap this 7 times. And from here you can go to the browser to visit various websites, including YouTube if you would like to watch some videos. This also used to work with other services like Netflix and Amazon Prime, but Peloton silently put out a patch later last year that disabled your ability to do this. Damn them. Finally, if you are just getting started with the Peloton Tread, my biggest suggestion for you is to start slow, but be consistent. Running is not at all like biking, and it is much more detrimental when you're trying to run to do too much too quickly compared to the bike, as there is a lot more impact and you can accumulate injuries a lot more quickly if you overdo it. I would say if you are just getting started, do a little bit less each session than you think you could, but try to be extremely consistent with how many days you use the tread per week and gradually build on the volume and intensity over time. And if you also own a Peloton bike and want to check out my beginner guide for that, make sure to check that out here. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to Connect the Watts for all of the latest connected fitness news, reviews, tips, and guides, and have a great day.